Welcome to The Hindu. I'm Aroon Deep. Over the last few weeks, we've been hearing a lot of serious allegations from the opposition on vote chori or vote theft. Rahul Gandhi is saying that there have been tens of thousands of duplicate voters with a house number of 0 and all kinds of discrepancies. And all this was just in one assembly constituency, and India has over 4,000 assembly constituencies. Now, this video is not about the allegations themselves. Let's focus instead on one thing. Why did it take the Congress so long to discover these discrepancies in just one constituency? To explain that, first we need to look at voter rolls. Now, voter rolls are the list of every single registered voter in a constituency, and they are not so easy to process automatically because every single page on a PDF is an image. A computer is not going to be able to read that text and index it, like what we call a natively digital PDF. Here's Rahul Gandhi on what he had to go through to get these files processed.
This is 7 feet of paper. You have to sort through every single one of these. So let's suppose I want to find out if you have voted twice or if your name occurs twice in the voter list. I have to take your picture and then I have to compare it to every single bit of paper.
Now, here's the difference between a natively digital PDF file and an image PDF file. With a natively digital PDF file, the text is stored as text, and if you use some software, you can export something like a voter roll into a spreadsheet that you can run an analysis on, and that lets you spot duplicate entries, houses where the number is 0, and all sorts of things like that immediately. Now, the Election Commission has all the voter roll data in a digital format. You can search your voter ID details whenever you want. But in 2018, the Election Commission told chief electoral officers who look after elections at the state and union territory level to stop uploading the rolls as text PDFs. Former Chief Election Commissioner O.P. Rawat, who was heading the Election Commission that year, told me that this was because cybersecurity officials in the government of India warned them that there were foreign entities that were hacking these rolls and extracting huge amounts of data on Indian voters. Now things are much harder. There is a way to get an image PDF and make it readable, and that process is called OCR. OCR stands for Optical Character Recognition, and this is something that we've been able to do for decades. But here's the problem. When you want to download an electoral roll, you don't get the rolls for a whole constituency in a single PDF. You have to download a separate list for each polling booth. And since all these PDFs have images instead of text on each page, the files may end up taking hundreds of gigabytes for a single state. And even if you go through all this, OCR costs can really add up if you're not doing it locally on your own PCs. If you go by Google's OCR pricing, which is about 60 cents for 1000 pages, the math gets really crazy. Every voter roll page has about 30 names. And even if you ignore that some pages have fewer names, that brings us to about 3 crore pages of voter rolls in India. And that's a minimum. Just the OCR alone costs $30,000 for each summary revision by this math. And if your political party, one single revision is not enough, you'll want to compare revisions to see how many people were added in each constituency every year, and maybe multiple times every year, and how many people were deleted or shifted, and so on and so forth. And this is on top of all those duplicates and strange addresses that the Congress was able to find. Now, when you have accessible text data, you can find discrepancies like this really quickly. Here's Rahul Gandhi again.
There's another very interesting thing that we discovered, which came as a shock to us, which is that these papers that are given, they themselves do not allow for optical character recognition. So if you scan them, you can't actually get the data out of them.
This is not theoretical, by the way. I spoke to PG Bhatt, he's a retired naval officer and an activist in Bangalore, who ran audits on electoral rolls in Karnataka back when they were available as text PDFs.
Mahadevapura is a new kid in the game.
Now, the voter rolls in Karnataka haven't been text only all the time until 2018. There was at least one time in the last couple decades where Mr. Bhatt had to fight to make the rolls available in a machine-readable format again. In 2013, he fought against the Karnataka Chief Electoral Officer in court because of a large number of deletions, and after he won that case, suddenly all the PDFs were in an image format.
So when they became in image files, I met the election commissioners, 3 of them. I went to Delhi, met them, and pleaded, okay, your rules tell that there should be text files in writing, and they are not text files, they are image files. So in 3 months, the directive probably came. I did not see anything in writing, but Suddenly they were all back to text files in Karnataka.
Now, those rules that Mr. Bhatt just mentioned are the manual on electoral rolls, which said that yes, electoral rolls need to be uploaded as text PDFs. But in 2023, the new version of the manual said that image PDFs need to be uploaded. In 2018, Congress leader Kamal Nath actually took this to the Supreme Court, which ruled that no, we are not going to compel the Election Commission to put out machine-readable PDFs. If you want, you can put in your own efforts and digitize them yourself. And that is in a nutshell where we are. We have 3 crore pages of voter rolls that are theoretically public information, but practically very difficult to actually get anything out of. And that's a problem if you're a political party and you feel that the election or elections are rigged against you.
If the Election Commission gave us electronic data, 30 seconds. Right? And I repeat, this is why we are being given data like this, so that it is not analyzed. Next. Sorry, just go back.
Thank you for watching The Hindu. For more videos like this, do subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram. To send us feedback, please write to us at video@thehindu.co.in. That's all for tonight.